As many as 60,000 reserves will be called up to take part in the operation to conquer Gaza City. The move comes in the middle of a heated exchange over Australia's plan to recognize a Palestinian state. CBN's Chris Mitchell reports from Jerusalem.
Israel's defense minister approved plans for Operation Gideon's Chariots 2, the plan to conquer Gaza City. The operation will involve 5 divisions, and officials say the plan includes calling up as many as 60,000 reserves. The initial phase of the plan has already started, and within days, the IDF would be encouraging the city's residents to move south to safe zones. In the meantime, Israel is still considering the late ceasefire proposal for a phased hostage release, even though Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu recently has said he wants a comprehensive deal with all hostages released at once. On the international front, Israel is in a war of words with Australia's leader over his support for a Palestinian state. Earlier this week, Netanyahu sent a letter to Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. He said his stance pours, quote, fuel on this anti-Semitic fire and rewards Hamas terror, hardens Hamas's refusal to free the hostages, and emboldens those who menace Australian Jews and encourages the Jew hatred now stalking your streets. He concluded, it is not diplomacy, it is appeasement. Netanyahu also called Albanese a weak politician who betrayed Israel. Albanese brushed off the criticism.
What I say is that Israel, of course, increasingly there is global concern. And global concern because people want to see an end to the cycle of violence that we have seen for far too long.
Australia's Deputy Prime Minister said they are following the UK, France, and Canada.
So we are very much within the mainstream of the international community, which has always supported a two-state solution. And in that context, what we want to see is, in this moment, dialogue between nations.
In response to this growing movement, veteran journalist David Bedeen, who has followed the Palestinian Authority for 3 decades, published a list of questions these nations should consider. Will the planned Palestinian state abolish the Palestinian Charter, which mandates the destruction of Israel? Will the planned Palestinian state revoke the law that guarantees salaries to anyone who murders a Jew, the so-called pay-to-slay policy? And will the planned Palestinian state eliminate educational materials that glorify the murder of Jews? Palestinian Media Watch is also reporting that Fatah, the political arm of the Palestinian Authority, hosted a summer camp for 200 young boys and girls with the goal to create a generation that will, quote, continue the path of the martyrs and prisoners. Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Jerusalem.
All right. Thank you, Chris. Gordon, back over to you.
We're here to bring you the real news from Israel and the real truth. Everyone wants to stop the cycle of violence, but if you blame Israel for that cycle of violence, you're putting blame exactly in the wrong place. Whether it's the PLO, the Palestinian state, Hamas, Hezbollah, the Popular Front, all of these organizations have vowed to destroy Israel. It's in their charters, it's in their documents, it's in what they regularly say in Arabic. If you go to the mosques on the West Bank, what do they routinely preach? They preach the destruction of Jews. And if you want to end the cycle of violence, well, that's your target. The ideology of hate that is routinely expressed, routinely affirmed as if it's some kind of great noble cause to engage in a jihad to wipe Israel off the map and kill all the Jews. That's what they earnestly believe. And until that belief is broken, until that belief no longer exists within the Palestinian people, well, you're never going to have peace. And the cycle of violence is going to recur again and again and again. We've seen it since 1948. When in the world is the world stage going to actually believe it? Every single time the Palestinian people have been offered a state, they have steadfastly refused it. Why? Because they want the whole thing. whether it was 1948, 1967. The Camp David Accords was a famous one with Egypt finally coming to peace with Israel, the return of the Sinai. But what happens to Anwar Sadat? He's assassinated by the Muslim Brotherhood because he came to peace with Israel. And he recognized Israel has a right to exist, and the Jewish people have a right to self-determination. Well, the Palestinian people have that same right of self-determination, but they have steadfastly refused it and steadfastly refused to build a state. So instead of rewarding the ideology and rewarding the terrorism that is so clearly evident, let's stand firm with Israel and stand against this hatred.